less screen time. 68% said they set aside playtime with their kids, while 66% said they have their children help with stuff around the house. If you're feeling a little bit out of it, survey says, try hitting the gym.
Researchers for the British Journal of Sports Medicine studied nearly 800,000 adults between the ages of 18 and 20 and women who'd recently given birth, and found that all types of exercise, aerobic sessions, resistance training, and mind-body programs reduced both depression and anxiety. But group exercise had the most impact. In fact, exercise's effects were at least as substantial as common antidepressants or therapy. The authors say for that reason, exercise should be considered the first treatment for depression. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Turns out last year was one of the 3 hottest years on record on planet Earth. In fact, a new look finds it was so hot, it marked the first time that the 3-year temperature average broke the threshold set in the 2015 Paris Agreement to limit warming to no more than 1.5 degrees Celsius since pre-industrial times. So what does that mean?
The research published in the journal One Earth and led by Oregon State University found these reactions could amplify global warming and make it much harder to slow down, even with sharp cuts in emissions. The authors warn the world is running out of time to stabilize the climate through rapid emissions cuts and protection of forests and carbon-storing ecosystems.
That's correspondent David Schechter. Experts say stabilization is necessary to prevent the catastrophic weather events that kill thousands of people and cause billions of dollars in damage each year. A bucket list item checked off for an 88-year-old Wisconsin grandma, courtesy of her grandchild.
Frances Dahlke had never been on an airplane.
And I says, well, I'll fly when Alex gets his pilot license.
The woman's grandson did become a commercial airline pilot.
Good morning, folks. You're welcome aboard once again on Flight 4057.
That was Alex welcoming his passengers, including his grandmother, on a flight from La Crosse, Wisconsin to Chicago's O'Hare Airport.
It was very, very nice. I felt like a spoiled celebrity. I had the first seat, first class.
In another first for Grandma Frances, she took motion sickness medicine before her first flight.
That's Jim Grisula. No word if Alex will be the one flying her back home. The son of a 15-time champion golf player is following in his father's footsteps.
This is a perfect 7-iron, little cut in there.
Tiger Woods' 17-year-old son Charlie has committed to play pro golf in college, but it won't be at his famous dad's alma mater, Stanford. Charlie's posted to Instagram he'll play at Florida State. ESPN reports he'll be a member of FSU's 2027 recruiting class. Charlie, high school junior in Palm Beach, Florida, is the number 9 player in his class and number 21 in the American Junior Golf Association rankings. His dad dates Vanessa Trump, whose 18-year-old Kai, the president's granddaughter, has committed to play for the University of Miami in the fall. Deborah Rodriguez for 1010 Wins.
So, should we split the bill?
But math is the worst.
Not all math, because with New York Lottery's extra multiplier scratch-off games, you can multiply your winnings up to 200 times.
Wait, multiply my winnings?
Yeah, you take your winnings, then multiply those winnings up to 200 times.
So all of my winnings times 200?
Yeah, that.
Oh, I've always said math's the best.
Play for chances to multiply your winnings 30, 50, up to 200 times. Prizes up to $5 million. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News and World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Lose the noise, keep the news. Ditch the AM static for the clarity of 92.3 FM.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 31 degrees. It is 7:20 on this Thursday, February 12th. I'm Susan Richard. Here's what's happening. Saying this of the Trump administration.
It's a directive that was intended to denigrate an entire population.
Folks in the West Village today plan on re-raising the pride flag at the Stonewall National Monument. New York Presbyterian nurses reject the tentative deal that their national union, not the local, urged them to approve. Melting snow bringing new problems around town, while Pelham Bay, they're still snowed in. Our Glenn Schuck with that. So this happened on Capitol Hill.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Oh, that was at a hearing on the Epstein files. And if you're looking for love, how about
Flirting with the knights at medieval times.
that's apparently become a thing. In sports, Knicks get a 49-point win over Philadelphia. Nets blow an 18-point lead in a loss to Indiana. AccuWeather, some sun today, 38 degrees. Winds news time 7:21. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Karen Stewart.
All right, let's get an update over the Hudson River crossing, see how we're doing over there. I know we've got numbers in the 30s as we look at the inbound GW Bridge. Yep, the number there is 35. The inbound Lincoln is 35, and the inbound Holland's 50, though. From the Pulaski Skyway, that's a no-no. 25 minutes, however, from the Newark Bay extension. Queensbound to RFK. Construction, the right lane is blocked. Traffic is managing right now. We've got delays northbound on the Clearview to the Bronx span of the Throgs Neck, and northbound on the Whitestone Expressway to the Bronx span of the Whitestone Bridge. Let's take a look and see how we're doing in the boroughs. Well, the southbound Bronx River Parkway, I can tell you, has heavy delays to Boston Road. That's Route 1. We have an accident there. And the southbound Deacon, another accident at Fordham Road today. This one partially blocks the exit ramp. In New Jersey, westbound 3. This is westbound now. Near Bloomfield Avenue in Clifton, we've got an accident. One lane is blocked there. Expect delays. And in the northern suburbs in Westchester, vehicle fire in the Mamaroneck. Southbound on the New England Thruway at exit 18B. Take the Hutchinson River Parkway instead. Traffic is sponsored by Cars for Kids. Karen Stewart, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS, or go to carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K.
New York's LGBTQ plus community wasting no time responding to the Trump administration taking down the pride flag at the Stonewall National Monument. In fact, they will make their countermove today. State Senator Eric Botcher.
This is a deliberate attempt to erase our identity, erase our community, and we are not going to stand for it. We are going to put that flag back up. We are going to re-raise that flag.
The Trump administration said the flag was removed because it violated their directive regarding what flags can be flown at federal sites. Manhattan Borough President Brad Hoylman-Siegel telling 1010 Wins, this was not about that.
It's an attack on the LGBTQ community. Let's be clear about that. It's an insult. It's a directive that was intended to denigrate an entire population.
Yesterday, a federal worker was seen raising the American flag at the spot where the Pride one had been removed. It's not clear what will happen with that. Quite the discovery at an already known historic site in the city. This is at the 19th century Merchants House Museum in the East Village, where a link to the Underground Railroad was found. Pratt Law professor and preservation attorney Michael Hiller.
Inside a built-in chest of drawers built into the wall between two bedrooms in Merchant's House. You open up the bottom drawer on the right side, and instead of seeing the bottom of the bureau, you see the floor and a secret wooden hatch.
That hatch leads to a 2-by-2 foot hole that then goes to the ground floor. So this was a way to move people around out of sight from slave catchers. What is now the museum was home to a white family, the wealthy Treadwells, who lived there from 1835 to 1933. The discovery makes this house not only a snapshot of the 1800s and the Gilded Age, but also what preservationists call a tangible testament to the abolitionist movement. A new twist in the longest nurses' strike in city history. Nurses at New York Presbyterian have rejected a tentative contract deal after they say they were pressured to vote for it by their national union. That's despite their local negotiators being opposed. It comes as more than 10,000 nurses at Mount Sinai in Montefiore head back to work.
Challenging, emotional, frustrating, and exhausting is how Mount Sinai leadership describes the last several weeks. But it was worth it for the nurses who want a 12% salary increase in the next 3 years. But they've said from day one it wasn't about the money. They also won what they call enforceable safe staffing standards and protections against workplace violence and AI. They've said this is about patient care. Most Mount Sinai nurses will be back to work Saturday. Some may be called in before that. They will have to reconfirm their schedules. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Now Bloomberg Money Watch, sponsored by Subaru Solterra, the only symmetrical all-wheel drive EV. And here's Courtney Donahoe.
Susan, the Waldorf Astoria is said to be coming up for sale following its extensive renovation. Sources tell us a real estate investment bank is expected to bring it to market on behalf of the hotel's Chinese owners. China's Anbang Insurance bought the Waldorf in 2014, paying a record $1.95 billion for the property. The iconic hotel reopened last year after renovations, which converted many of the rooms to condos. This morning, stocks are seeing gains ahead of tomorrow's key report on inflation. S&P futures up 22 points. Dow futures rising 145. I'm Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Whether you're hitting the slopes or taking to the trails, get where you want to go in the new 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. With a driving range of up to 581 miles, adventures abound, and pit stops are optional. Love goes the extra mile. Get from the city to the mountains on a single tank of gas, thanks to the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Lease a new 2025 Forester Hybrid for $329 a month for 36 months with 10,000 miles per year and $43.14 due at lease signing. See participating retailer for details.
Neighbors help neighbors. That's why PSEG Long Island offers a variety of programs to help our customers in need. From energy.
If you guys just saw that, it's one of the reasons I don't follow very close to cars in front of me. So I had enough time to stop, even though the car in front of me stopped abruptly. Luckily, the car behind me also had enough time. But as I looked in the rear view mirror, the car behind, two cars behind me, I saw a vehicle behind the third car slide into the side and strike the car. So it was just a two-car accident with one car rear-ending the other car. It's one of the reasons I don't follow very close to the cars in front of me so that I have time to stop. I was a little concerned that I was going to get hit, that I was going to get rear-ended.
25 years ago that warned about the toxins at Ground Zero. So let Barish and McGarry advocate for you and see if you're eligible. Contact them at 911awards.com, 911awards with an S.com. Deadlines apply. Act now. It is not too late.
Get exquisite finds at Whole Foods Market. Prime members save 20% on all caviar and blinis through February 14th. Serve a romantic Valentine's dinner topped with this special savory treat. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Now this message, discover Hilb Group insurance benefits and HR solutions. Learn more at hilbgroup.com. Good morning, I'm Susan Richard. Wins News Time 7:30.
And a very good Thursday morning. I'm Scott Stanford. It's been almost 3 weeks since Mother Nature dumped that snowstorm on us, right? It was pretty for a minute, but it's just an ugly, icy mess on the streets now. And in Pelham Bay, residents say their streets are still buried, calling it a real mess as safety concerns continue.
From Country Club Road to Gillespie over to Mayflower Avenue, the cars
buried, lots of them, and two-way streets, well, most are not so much. Brenda lives around the corner from Mayflower on Zulette.
I did see Mayflower. It was pretty shocking how bad it was.
Mayflower is a two-lane street, each going opposite directions, but there's one lane completely closed off. So you have the park lanes and then you have a lane of ice.
She says she worries about seniors walking around and children also trying to get to the bus.
Horrible. It's horrible. I have a 10-year-old. I have to make sure that we walk where there's no snow, no ice.
She tells me the sanitation department always doing great work, but hopes they make another round through here in the coming days. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM here in Pelham Bay.
Now, the city sanitation department's asking New Yorkers to dig out their cars as soon as possible to, quote, keep the city moving. We got to keep moving at 7:31. Get you where you need to go. What do you see, Karen Stewart?
We are going to the Bronx to talk about the Bronx River Parkway. Now, we have delays here. Nothing that's jammed, though, southbound. Near Boston Road, Route 1. There's an accident out there. One lane is blocked. The southbound Deegan, meanwhile, at Fordham Road, has got a problem there as well. We've got an accident partially blocking the exit ramp. So that's tying you up. Instead of the Deegan, you can always try the Henry Hudson Parkway since we've got Bronx River Parkway issues. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. We've got delays at the northbound Whitestone Expressway to the Bronx span of the Whitestone Bridge, Trade Francis Lewis Boulevard, or Utopia Parkway to the Whitestone instead. We're doing well on the approaches of the Clearview and the Cross Island Parkway to the Bronx span of the Throgs Neck Bridge as we take a check of the LIE Manaway Heavy. Westbound 188th Street, all the way to Grand Avenue, delayed into the Queens Midtown Tunnel as well. And over at the Hudson River, the inbound the GW Bridge and Lincoln. They're both 35-minute delays currently. We're sponsored by the Barnstrom Traffic Tip Line, which is 844-JAM-1010. Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
I'm attorney Rich Barnes. If you